Tennessee's longest-running family-operated restaurant is right here in Chattanooga, and I know many of you have eaten at Zarzour's on Rossville Avenue. Not Rossville Boulevard, Rossville Avenue. Here is the owner of Zarzour's. It's our good friend Dixie. Normally I put a bunch of names in here, but sometimes Dixie Fuller.
Okay.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Chip. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing very well.
Good, good.
Well, quite a legacy you have in Zarzour's restaurant. We're going to begin with a beautiful picture you brought in of the founder of Zarzour's restaurant. Tell us about these folks here.
You bet. That would be my great-grandfather, Charles Abraham Zarzour, and his lovely wife, my Aunt Nazira. That picture was taken, I think, around 1915. I can't be sure, but anyway, she actually passed away from the Spanish flu of 1918, so at this point, Zarzour's has survived 2 pandemics.
Hard to believe, but the Spanish flu pandemic, 1918, and the coronavirus pandemic were still recovering from. Yet, at no point during that has Zarzour's ever closed the doors.
Doors have never closed, the location has never moved, and that's what makes us the oldest family-owned restaurant in the state.
And in the restaurant industry, a run like that's unheard of.
Oh, yeah, it truly is. I mean, there are some places, you know, in close to Memphis that have been around almost as long, but they've moved around or they've shut down and been rebought. But anyway, I'm true 4th generation.
While we're talking about the history of Zarzour's, I saw this on the wall during my last visit there, and I said, Dixie, you got to bring this in. This is the naturalization certificate for?
My great-grandfather, 1946. He wanted to become a U.S. citizen. That was the most important thing in the world to him. He loved America.
Yeah.
So we keep that up, and that's the original copy of that. Isn't that neat? And he actually signed it in Arabic.
And certainly your great-great-grandfather, your great-grandfather, they've all passed down the love of this city and the love of making customers happy.
You better believe it.
To your entire family.
Yeah, yeah.
I have another picture here that I want to show quickly before we get into the food situation, and we will. This kind of shows a little bit of Zarzour's throughout the years.
Right, how it used to be. This was 1939. There's my great-grandfather there.
Right.
Believe it or not, that is a wall of beer. We don't sell beer anymore, but that was early on. And that's the actual, and that's Zarzour's. That's the old counter. And he was really proud of that place. He really was. He started out breaking up peanut brittle out front, and then my Aunt Rose talked him into starting to do plate lunches. And my Aunt Rose was his oldest daughter.
All right, you ready to talk about some food?
You better believe it.
Hamburger, I believe the book was Hamburgers Across America.
Yep.
It said Zarzour's had the best hamburger
in the state of Tennessee.
In the state of Tennessee.
Yep, along with Southern Living, and they featured us right after that. But there it is. It's a ham-patted burger, fresh meat every morning. We always run out. But anyway, this hamburger is just very simple. We got a Needloves bun that was designed just for Zarzour's, and also it comes with tomato, lettuce. That is actually a cheeseburger with lettuce, pickle, and mayonnaise mustard. And there's nothing fancy about it. It's just the grill is so well seasoned.
That could be the beauty behind it.
Yeah, it truly is. And Shannon, she knows how to put a burger together. She's got this process where she always wants to make sure that if you use mustard, the mustard always touches the meat, which changes the whole.
The flavor profile.
Yes,
it really does. And if you haven't had one of these, you owe it to yourself to stop by, and you'll find out why those 2 publications said this was the best burger in the state.
They are delicious. They really are.
Very lightly seasoned. One of the things that Shannon does when it comes to making hamburgers or cheeseburgers, it's like an artist. A good artist knows when to put the brushes down.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've certainly got that nailed.
And, and besides that, when she's doing this, she's shouting at everybody in the whole darn place.
Customers included.
Because that's right.
Next up, we have
baked ziti, and that's one of Mary's favorites, and mine too. That's a really good selling product. Zarzour's is a Lebanese name, but we don't serve Lebanese food. Middle Eastern food doesn't work in that particular area, but this is wonderful. It's a good Italian dish. Coleslaw, a real fresh salad, and just ranch dressing. Quite simple, but all the colors, everything, all the flavors match beautifully. And
you also have a sister to this, the baked spaghetti.
Baked spaghetti, right. We do that on some mornings, and I believe we're probably going to do that tomorrow.
Wow.
But anyway, here's our cornbread.
How many pounds of this do you go through a day?
15, 16 pounds of that a day. Mary cooks those in small, large skillets that got a nice little edge all the way around them.
Right. Perfect
It's just
seasoning.
wonderful. It's just wonderful.
And one of the signature dishes is the chicken and dumplings.
Now, that's something that we do every Monday. I stay up late. My mother showed me how to drop dumplings one at a time.
And you got to do them one at a time.
You do have to do them one at a time. They got to go to the bottom. They got to come up. You said there's certain perfect timing that you got to use.
Yeah.
I figured it out after she taught me. Pinto beans and turnip greens. My mother was really strong about drilling things. And she goes, "You're not doing it right." No, yeah. So, and also a cucumber and tomato salad,
which is just
You
heavenly.
bet.
Lemon icebox pie,
and
made by hand.
It's all made by hand, all made from scratch. All of our desserts are made from scratch. I also do homemade ice cream, but that's a favorite. A lot of people just love that, and they come to see that. You know, they come and get that all the time.
Have I ever been to Zarzour's and not ordered banana pudding?
I don't remember because I usually serve you that first. But that is our fresh homemade banana pudding. Mary makes that fresh in the morning.
Right.
By the end of the day, it's pretty much gone. And it's
ice
just,
cream. Tell me about the ice cream.
The homemade ice cream I either do. It's usually a fresh strawberry or fresh peach ice cream, and I make it from scratch, and I use it, 4-quart, just like this. I don't crank it like my uncle and my dad
Plug it in the wall.
Yeah, plug this one in the wall. But it is wonderful. All fresh ingredients, fresh fruit.
You got to check it out for yourself and find out why Zarzour's is so highly regarded, not just among their customers, but among their peers in the restaurant industry and by the big publications as well.
You bet, yeah.
Dixie Fuller, thank you so much, my friend. Always a pleasure. You owe it to yourself to go to Zarzour's. They are on Rossville Avenue, not Rossville Boulevard, Rossville Avenue. Call them at 266-0424, 266-0424. Stick around. You'll find out more about Zarzour's over the coming weeks.